immediately got down to him, making sure he was conscious, started talking to him. Hey, sir, can you hear me?
A man badly hurt while riding a scooter. How a witness to the crash was able to help. And we are back at ACL showing you everything Day 3 has to offer ahead of the biggest performances of the weekend tonight. And what to do about foxes. People living in the North Austin neighborhood say foxes are a growing problem there, and they're getting more aggressive. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for KVUE News at 5:30. I'm Chris Betts. Well, weekend 1 of ACL is underway right now. Here is a live picture overlooking Zilker Park. Whew, it is packed. Tonight's big performances feature Third Eye Blind, Casey Musgraves, Lizzo, Cardi B, and Mumford & Sons. It is packed. It is hot. In fact, we set a new record yesterday. It was so hot. So what about today? Meteorologist Jason Michael is here with the latest. Hey, Jason.
Hey there, Chris. Yeah, it was a very hot weekend, and this is now the hottest weekend of ACL Fest here in Austin history since it moved to October. So we did have triple-digit temperatures at one time when it was in September, but since it's been in October now, we set a new record for the hottest weekend, and also a new record as well here in Austin for our Sunday. Current temperatures outdoors right now, 96 degrees at Austin Bergstrom, upper 90s at Camp Mabry. Northeast winds about 6 miles per hour, so that front hasn't quite clipped the area just yet. But look at this. We did set another record today, 99 degrees for the day's high at Camp Mabry. The old record smashed, that was 1912, where we hit 98 degrees. So Lake Travis, absolutely beautiful right now. Low 90s, so you can see for Laga Vista, 90 degrees, 93 in Pflugerville, and 93 also in Georgetown. What we will see over the next couple hours, though, we will see our clouds thickening up. That front is coming very much slow, closer to the Austin metro area. It clipped through San Angelo around 4 p.m. this afternoon. They also set a new record of 98. Their old record was 97. We have easterly winds filtering back in. Also some convection popping up out ahead of the front as well. Even a severe thunderstorm now in effect. You can see just to the north and west of the region, Comanche, Eastland, and even Erath County. That severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5:45. I think we'll be okay here through the evening hours. Temperatures already reflecting behind the cold front in the low 60s. In the Panhandle, our low 60s moves in within about 24 hours. We'll talk about those exclusive details coming up in the full forecast a little bit later in the show. Chris?
I cannot wait for that. I know a lot of people here for weekend 1 are wishing they had bought tickets to weekend 2. KVUE's Brittany Flowers is at Zilker Park in ACL with more on an art piece that's on display at the festival.
The Austin City Limits Music Festival brings 75,000 people to Zilker Park every day. I'll step aside so you can see just how large this crowd is. The event started back in 2002, and some things have changed over the years, and this year they made a big change that you might see all over social media.
We actually have a new ACL frame and our iconic photo moment here in the festival, done by Joel Ganishow, a local Austin artist. So kind of a fun new photo op here on site.
The line to take a photo with the frame might be long, but the festival has volunteers to help you take your group's photo. And coming up at 10 p.m., we're actually going to be talking to the artist that painted the frame about what it means to him. Reporting from the Austin City Limits Music Festival, Brittany Flowers, KVUE News.
A man riding a scooter was hit by a car in East Austin, and he is in the hospital right now. This happened, according to EMS, this happened at the intersection of Hidalgo and Calais Street near Pleasant Valley Road, just after 1:30 this afternoon. A man who was near the scene of the crash jumped into action before emergency personnel arrived.
I immediately rushed to him. I wanted to make sure if he was conscious, stuff like that. I started talking to him. Obviously, no response, as well as no conscience as well. A lady was also already calling APD, ambulance. I did the same thing, letting them know, hey, he is breathing.
The man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the cause of this crash is not yet known. People in North Austin say foxes are showing up in their neighborhoods more often, and it's causing some concern. Bryce Newberry joins me now. Bryce, you spoke with one person today who wishes there was something that could be done just to get rid of them.
Yeah, Chris, this is video from Mark Phillips' backyard. He's lived in the neighborhood for more than 3 decades, but in the last 3 years, he started seeing more foxes. He wants to know what can be done about it, but after he says he got the runaround, he reached out to us.
There are stretches of time where I see them every single night for weeks, and then they may disappear or not appear on the cameras for a few days.
Foxes are keeping Mark Phillips' motion-activated critter cameras busy.
They generally don't stay too long in the front yard. They're just typically passing through.
But recently, one stayed a little longer before jumping this tall fence. Phillips says they're getting more aggressive.
Aggressiveness in the sense that they're desperate enough to get in my backyard that they're going to jump a 6-foot fence on a regular basis.
For Phillip, that's concerning.
There are children in the neighborhood. I know grandchildren of some of the people that live out here. I regularly see kids on bicycles and skateboards and things like that.
About 10 minutes from Phillip's North Austin neighborhood, Rob Lee has seen foxes too.
When I first moved in, I had a lot of concern. I actually lost some chickens and turkeys.
His concern has lessened after securing his chicken coop and goats in the backyard.
I don't think it has to be like us or them type of situation. I think you can kind of cohabitate to a point, right?
But Phillip wants more to be done. He says he's asked the city, animal control, Austin Police, and Texas Parks and Wildlife how to handle his new neighbors.
Pretty much everybody is giving me the runaround, and nobody's really coming up with a good answer for me on what I can do.
Ideally, he'd like the foxes to be moved out of his neighborhood.
I just wish that the city would have a resource for this. I think that they should. I think at this point we're talking about a safety issue, and I feel like somebody should take me more seriously.
Today I talked with the urban wildlife program leader from Texas Parks and Wildlife. He says foxes are common and there is no reason to be concerned. If you have a hunting license and are in an area where you can legally shoot a gun, it's legal to shoot a fox. He told me there's no need for the fox to be trapped and relocated. In fact, he said they can't do that because of rabies concerns. Instead, he suggests people appreciate the wildlife around them and enjoy watching from a distance. Chris?
Thanks, Bryce. The KVUE and the Austin American-Statesman want to invite you out to discuss our joint investigation of the Texas rock quarry industry. It's a series we called Left in the Dust, and if you missed it, you can still watch it on KVUE.com. Then come out to the Riverbend Conference Center in Marble Falls tomorrow night at 6:30. That's where we will open up the floor for you to ask questions and learn more about the quarry industry. Just look for the event on the KVUE Facebook page. We also have information for you on our website. Another day, another whistleblower. The new allegations by a person claiming the president may have crossed the line with Ukraine, and what we've learned about the second whistleblower next. A second whistleblower has come forward as talks of impeachment of President Trump continue. The second person is described as an intelligence official with first-hand information of some of the allegations outlined in the original whistleblower's complaint. It was the first whistleblower's complaint that triggered the impeachment investigation. It alleged that President Trump abused his power by asking the leader of Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden and his son.
You really think he was serious about thinking that China's going to investigate the Biden family?
He said it right there in public. Why can't you answer yes or no? Do you think it's appropriate?
I don't, because I don't think that's what he did.
Biden wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post today saying that the president slanders anyone he sees as a threat. We want to remind you that tomorrow is the last day to register to vote if you want to cast your ballot in the November election. If you want to get registered, just head to KVUE.com/votetexas and click register to vote. Well, an Austin couple takes the whole public proposal thing to new heights. When their hot air balloon couldn't fly, though, someone stepped in to help make sure the moment was just as special. The touching proposal next.
And Chris, not one, not two, but three records set today between San Angelo, Austin, and also Del Rio at 100 degrees. We have a lot of heat out ahead of that cold front and a lot of cold, dry air behind it. Let's talk about it coming up in the full forecast next.
There was a lot more shaking it up this weekend than what you saw at ACL Music Fest. That's because ladies and gentlemen got down at the Zumba Pink Party up at Lakeline Mall this morning. Besides getting in shape, this was part of the Simon Property Group's annual fundraiser for the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Donating $10 during Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October will get you benefits at certain stores there.
With your $10 donation, you're going to get a discount pass. Participating stores, you can get 15% off or 25% off one item at those stores. So it also helps get people into our shops.
And the Simon Property Group has raised about $2 million for Susan G. Komen last year alone. Let's hope they beat that record this year. Love is in the air at the 48th Annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, literally in the air. An Austin couple got engaged there yesterday, and Brittany Hope was there to capture the special moment.
Breathtaking, colorful, awesome.
The Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
I've never been so excited in the last hour. I mean, this is great.
It's impossible to describe New Mexico's world-famous event in just one word.
Profound, unforgettable, magical. Magical, yeah. Magical.
Just how magical would this day be? Lindsay and Bree are Fiesta first-timers from Austin, Texas.
Bucket list.
Bucket list.
When Bree was chatting with the balloon team, Lindsay showed us this message on her phone.
Love at first sight.
It was supposed to be the perfect secret master plan, a proposal in hot air balloon, but in the sky. Thanks to the fog, the couple's balloon couldn't fly. So we did some coordinating with Lindsay and helped plan that once-in-a-lifetime moment on the ground, all behind Bree's back. It started with a box, then a note, and then... to cheers from the crowd and some tears from their pilot, the couple will head back to Austin with rings on their fingers and Balloon Fiesta forever in their hearts.
Can I also say that those are some smart Austinites? They're wearing jackets. They're not in Austin. Must be nice to feel something other than record-breaking heat, Jason, am I right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And we sort of take a break from the heat coming tonight, leading through the weekend, but it rebounds just a little bit. Sort of, we're going to bookend the week with colder temperatures on Monday and also on Friday. As of right now, though, yeah, it is still very hot and very sticky out there. There's ACL Fest down at the Great Lawn right now. You can see hundreds of people gearing up for another night of festivities. We're in the upper 90s still here at Camp Mabry. 98 degrees, 96 at the airport. Today's warmest temperatures smashed an old record. 98 was the old record in 1912. 99 is what we peaked at Camp Mabry. 96 at Austin Bergsham. That also set a new record at 95 degrees, which was the old one in 2006. Here's the front right now. It is just to the north and west of our periphery out in the hill country. It's moving through the San Angelo area slowly but surely. It clipped the Abilene area around 4 p.m. this afternoon. Right ahead of it, we're having some compressional heating coming with winds out of the south, moving up to the north and also northeast. And also behind that, winds coming out of the north and west. We do have a couple of thunderstorm warnings already popping up. You can see near the San Angelo area, convection likely, gusty winds, maybe even some lightning sprinkled in there as well. You can see that line of thunderstorms far reaches San Angelo, but also extends up to the north as well, and likely going to come really close to the Dallas metro area as well. So lots of lightning associated with that. I think we'll be okay going into this evening. It'll sort of rain itself out. By the time we wake up tomorrow morning, that front will already have pushed through. We have temperatures in the mid to upper 60s here in the city, low 60s, and feels like temperatures in the 50s out towards the hill country. I think we'll do our best to just get up to the mid to upper 70s for tomorrow. No 80s are in the forecast, at least around 8:30, 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Still in the 70s and likely going back into the low 60s, almost 50s, waking up for Tuesday morning. So that is the fall-like temperatures that we love to talk about. I think much of the activity in terms of rainfall accumulations over the next 7 days will sort of be concentrated out in the hill country between Mesa and Llano, also Gillespie County, and maybe just about a quarter of an inch of rainfall here in the I-35 corridor. Overnight tonight, expect temperatures ranging between 64, 67 degrees here in the city, kind of depending on where you are. Cloud cover will kind of lock these temperatures in, but it's still safe to say we'll have those northwesterly winds keeping us a bit on the chilly side. 76 expected for tomorrow. You can see 79 in Waco, low 80s for San Angelo, even upper 60s up in the Panhandle. Allergy count today, ragweed and mold both on the high side. Fall elm still on the medium side as well. That latest count and forecast each and every day in the Statesman. Okay, so 91 on Wednesday. Yeah, you heard me say it. 93 on Thursday. Ridge of high pressure moves back in, gains real estate, but an even stronger cold front moves in on Thursday night. Come Friday, we're talking about scattered showers and storms. About a 40% chance there. 74 on Friday, 73 on Saturday, 78 on Sunday. So we go from a record heated ACL Fest for weekend one to a very chilly one for weekend two.
That is beautiful.
A tale of two seasons.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, a lot of people wishing, I'm sure, they got weekend two tickets instead of weekend three. Also going on next weekend, though, of course, the Red River Showdown up in Dallas, which should be perfect weather for that. I don't know about a perfect team after what we saw last night, but we'll take what we can get.
I would say there are definitely still some things to correct, but at the end of the day, they're where they need to be, as is Oklahoma heading into this matchup. We're going to talk about that matchup in just a little bit, but first, last night, it didn't look easy for Texas, but then again, we kind of shouldn't have thought it was going to be easy for the Longhorns. Coming up next, hear from head coach Tom Herman on why he's so happy with the win over West Virginia and what it means moving forward into next week against Oklahoma.
Winning a game on the road against a conference opponent in this conference, there's nothing easy about that. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't easy for Texas on Saturday, but it didn't matter in the end. Longhorns escape Morgantown and head back home with their second conference win. Sets up an absolute showdown with Oklahoma next week and positions the winner as the clear favorites for a Big 12 regular season crown. It could have been easy for Texas to fall flat a week before the Red River Showdown. The challenge of playing at West Virginia is no joke, and there's always the chance the better team gets caught peeking ahead. The Longhorns resisted all temptations. The defense created 4 turnovers. The offense unloaded the bag of tricks to capitalize off the mounting mistakes. Head coach Tom Herman pleased with how his team continues to put its head down and go undefeated on the week.
I don't think it was that hard. I didn't sense it at all, and it's not coach speak. I mean, I had to be reminded, of who we actually played. I think I was asked a question during the open week, and they say, well, hey, is this, you worried about them looking ahead? I'm like, I don't even know who we play after West Virginia, and I had to be reminded. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I should kind of look out for that, and I didn't sense it at all, and I think that's a real testament to our leadership.
The top 5 in the Big 12 go like this: Texas, Oklahoma, Baylor, all at 2-0, and the 3 teams that are ranked. In today's newest edition of the AP poll, the Longhorns stay at number 11, but they did get jumped by Penn State. Oklahoma State leaves these rankings, which makes room for Charlie Brewer and the Bears at number 22. Pro Horns in action today. It's been a long road back from injury for former Texas quarterback Colt McCoy. Complications with a broken fibula cost him almost 9 months. But this afternoon, he was under center, making his first start of the year for Washington, just his 3rd start in the past 5 seasons. He got the huge task of facing the 4-0 Patriots, but McCoy has beaten them before, all the way back in 2010. And being completely honest, I'm not sure it matters who plays quarterback for Washington at this point. The supporting cast not doing him any favors in the second quarter. A few minutes later, this a miscommunication between him and his receiver. Colt got just 4 practices before being thrust out there today. The Patriots, of course, well, they have Tom Brady, and no upset special in this one. New England rolls 33-7.
I felt fine physically, but when you get down a couple scores to these guys, it's a hard thing to just drop back and throw with their pass rush and their defense. So we'll just circle the wagons and figure out a way to get one on the board. That's the only thing we can do right now. Long season.
The last time we brought you Texans highlights, the offense couldn't get out of its own way. Fast forward to now, where anything that got in its way was turned into dust. Deshaun Watson to Will Fuller in the second quarter. Second touchdown connection of the game for the two of them. Third quarter now, Houston up 9. Watson to Darren Fells. Make it a 16-point game. Fourth quarter now, Watson putting things on ice. Fuller with the double move beats his man. He had the hat trick, and Watson with 5 touchdowns of his own. Texans go off on offense, 53-32 over Atlanta. And as we speak, the Cowboys not looking too good against the Packers.
But let's talk about Houston, because the Astros won too last night. So it is a good day to be a Houstonite.
It's a sports city after all. They're having some success right now.
A little bit of success, I'd say so. All right, thanks, Jake. We'll be right back with a final check of your much cooler Monday forecast. Some breaking news. You're taking a live look at smoke. You can see it in the background coming from a grass fire in Hutto. This is threatening 5 homes right now. So right now, those homes are being evacuated. The Williamson County Sheriff's Office got a call about 4:30 this afternoon about the blaze. And at last check, it was about 5 acres. No idea how the fire started, but it's, of course, very hot. very dry, so we could use a little rain, cooler temperatures to keep these drought conditions, Jason, down to a less dangerous level.
Yeah, and we still have burn bans in effect, so please be mindful of that, especially going out through this week. Big cold front moves through tonight into tomorrow morning, warming up midweek, but also more rain chances are increasing by the end of the week.
All right, get those jackets out, guys. It's almost there. See you at 10.